Hi! Thank you so much for tuning in for your August 2017 Written in the Stars Taroscope. I'm Madeline, if we haven't met before, and if you're back, hi again. This is a really pivotal month for a couple of reasons, both personally and astrologically. So let's start with the personal side. It's our anniversary. It's been one full year that I've been uploading these videos to YouTube, and I just really want to say thank you. Thank you so much that every like, every share, comment, subscribe has really truly meant the world and driven me further toward my dream, which kind of fits into the astrological theme for this month. But I just want to say thank you, and that it truly means the world. Like, I could say so many things, but they're all going to sound cliched, but please trust that this is coming from the bottom of my awkward heart. Okay, so astrologically speaking, you've probably heard the news around the astrological water cooler is that we are heading into eclipse season, a time when things really get supercharged. You can think of eclipses, which always occur on new and full moons, as new and full moons on steroids. If a full moon means things are done and it's time to move on, something has either come to completion or crisis and it's time to make a new start, then a full moon eclipse is like, whoa, it's really time to move this out and be done with it. Let it go so you can move forward with more momentum. That's coming full moon in Aquarius on August the 7th, depending on where you are in the world. But the really exciting news is that August 21st, new moon, full solar eclipse in Leo, repping that Leo new moon. Leo is the sign of the heart. Leo is the sign of the inherent talent and uniqueness that makes you exactly who you are and completely different from everyone else. So this new moon is inviting you to a beautiful new beginning. It's like an invitation to be fully who you are. What seeds do you want to plant? What star do you want to shine in the universe for you? How do you shine? This is the time for you to decide. So take that full moon time to push things out of your life that aren't working for you anymore so that you have room for the beautiful new beginning coming on the 21st. So you can hear more about that. You can check out my blog, writteninthestars.co, to see where those moons are affecting you most, but also keep an eye here on the YouTube channel for a couple of videos on those moons specifically. Okay, so now let's get to my line. Without further ado, on to your reading. Hello Scorpio, how are you doing? I hope that the month is treating you well. Excited to see what's going on for you. We've got a couple of exciting placements. Wow, okay, so, sorry, Spirit's already coming through. So you've got a full moon coming in your house of home and family. Your house of like your roots, what makes you feel secure, what makes you feel safe, and full moons, wow. Okay, Spirit. Let's just jump right into it, shall we? Okay. So full moons always bring about completion. So whether it's an ending or a culmination, or even like a little bit of like a minor, you know, like a crisis, like, oh my God, we have to discuss this right now. Like we have to have a fight about this. We have to hash this out right now, like that kind of thing. That could be coming about on the 7th for you. So I just wanted to give you kind of like a little more personal info on those new and full moons this month. And of course you can check out like a lot more in detail on my blog on writteninthestars.co. And that new moon, though, that's the one I'm really excited about for everybody. They're both obviously important, but, you know, we all like the idea of a new start, a new beginning, especially you, the sign of transformation, the sign of, like, I'm gonna, you know, use this spiritual manure to grow something awesome. Death to life, right? And your new moon, your new beginning is rising, plus that solar eclipse, so it's like new moon on steroids, in your house of career and destiny. That house of like, what is it that you want to be known for? What is it that, wow. What is your life purpose? What is it that you feel like you were put here to do? You can come to some really important new resolutions. You can set some really important and exciting career goals to bring you closer to what you want. It's a really fruitful time for that. Love it. And ha. And there's your card. Wow. Spirit, don't miss a trick. Anything I've learned from decades of reading cards. Spirit, don't miss a trick. Okay. So eclipses always bring about sort of dramatic events. And I mean, let's not forget that you have, like, what, half major arcana cards right here? It's like death, sun, justice, strength, chariot, like boom, 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 boom. You're making some important decisions, and Spirit just said this month your decisions should be a process of subtraction. Like, what can I get out of here? Like, what can I move off of my plate? I'm just going to let this go. This isn't working for me anymore. I'm scattering my energy in way too many directions, and if I have an idea of where I want to go, where I want my big victory to be, like, then I gotta cut this other shit out. Like, I cannot be putting my focus over here if what I really want is over there, right? The Chariot, the card of, like, ultimate victory. And when I see that, I think career and destiny. The Sun, the Chariot, strength, career and destiny, destiny. Like, it's time, as they said, if what I want is over there, then I can't be looking over here, or I'm never gonna get there. Like, that's just not how life works. And the Chariot is about uniting your will. Uniting every aspect of yourself, every bit of energy, you know, the optimistic, happy stuff, the negative, anxious, depressive, or enraged stuff, and really saying, okay, you know what? It's all fucking rocket fuel, and it's all going to propel me toward what I want. And what Spirit is saying about that is some of you are writers and creatives, so it's like channel that. Channel, like, the negativity, like, put it out, cathartic, like, put it out onto paper, right? Or screen, or voice, or whatever you do. They're highlighting again that you have an important decision to make, and I really like, I didn't even preface this, Scorpio. These are general readings, of course. I'm sure you recognize that this is for every Scorpio that listens to it. Scorpio sun, moon, and rising. So some of these messages are going to resonate more than others, and those that don't resonate, just understand that they are for other Scorpios, okay? So I wanted to preface this because this is kind of like a woof, like, some of you have a life-altering decision on your hands. And wow, I'm gonna go there because that's where Spirit's going. And hey, Scorpio, if I can go there, go quote unquote go there with any sign, it's you, right? Spirit just said some of you it's like a pregnancy. So it's like a life-altering moment of like, oh my God, like this is gonna change my life. Am I ready for this? And they are saying that, like, okay, you're at a crossroads. And Spirit is not judgmental. Spirit does not, like, want to push you in any direction. They're saying, whatever this vital decision, because of course not all of you are having to worry about a pregnancy, it's like, but it is like, what are you giving life to? Like, is it like, for some of you it's moving. Like, do I leave this place that I've always been? Do I leave this relationship that I've been in for so long and, you know, I've invested so much in, but you find yourself at this crossroads and it's time to make, like, a very, Spirit is saying, like, you're a passionate soul, but this is a moment where you really want to use logic. This is really a moment where, you know, I you know, along with so many other people, often say, listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, etc. And it's not that you shouldn't listen to your heart or your intuition, but Spirit is saying in regard to this big, big decision, the life-altering, like, I could go this way or that way, like, move to this coast. Like, when it comes to those things, you want to use your head. You want to use logic. You want to look at the facts. And then that does include even relationships. Like, okay, here's what this person is saying, and here are the actions that they've taken. Or here's what I really like, and here is what really does not work for me. And really looking at it before you make any kind of like, okay, let's move in together, or whatever this is, Scorpio, because it's big. It's big. Wow. Okay, so Spirit just said a lot of you Scorpios are feeling unheard. Like, you know, you're trying to have this conversation, And they just said, almost like some of you have tried over and over to have a certain conversation, and you feel like you're not being heard or not understood, or that the other person is just kind of flinging what you're saying, like reflecting what you're saying right back to you. Like, you know, kind of just throwing the ball back in your court, and you're like, damn it, will you make a play? Will you do something, please? Like, anything. And so you're feeling a little bit like, what the hell? Like, what do I even do? Like, I'm stuck in the middle. Do I go this way or that way? I'm feeling kind of ambivalent. And Spirit is saying the key here is to figure out yourself. Yourself. What do you want? What if the other person or the other institution or whatever never gave you an answer? You can't, you know, or you can. Of course, tarot's not fatalistic. Nobody's telling you, least of all me, what you need to do. These are always just the messages that Spirit wants to give you for your highest good. And they're saying you won't be happy. Let me put it that way. You won't be happy if you spend much more time feeling like you're in stagnation and vacillation. But the clarity is going to come through consulting yourself and looking deeply at your shadows. And what do I mean by that? Strength card has come up in a lot of people's cards. And I'm sure it's because of that eclipse season, not to mention Leo eclipse season. This is how I like to think of strength. It's, in your case, what they're talking about is like, let's say you're alone in your house, and in this version of events you have a basement, right? Or like, yeah, let's just say a basement. And you're alone in the house, you're having, you know, minding your own business, maybe you've turned some things off, and like you're maybe getting ready for bed, so it's quiet. And then you hear like an unexplainable noise from the basement. You know, chill up the spine, it's a little creepy, what the hell, like, okay, so you could, A, run to your bed and jump in under the covers and be like, fuck that, like, there wasn't even a sound, nothing happened, I'm just freaking myself out. Or, you know, you could pretend you don't care, and you're super cool, Scorpio, and if you really don't care about a scary noise in your house when you're by yourself, like, lucky you, you're so cool. Okay, but in reality, you can, again, ignore or pretend the noise wasn't there, or freak yourself out and jump under the bed, like, deal with it. Or you can go down into the basement and turn the lights on and look around. So your shadow is the equivalent of the scary noise in the basement, that if you let it, it can terrify you and paralyze you and keep you where you are. Or you can refuse to be like a prisoner in your own bed and go open the door, walk down, flick on the lights and see that, like, oh, okay, leaky pipe, no biggie. Like, look at what it is, Scorpio. If anybody can look underneath the surface, it's you. Fearless. When you meet what you fear, when you meet the parts of yourself that you fear or revile or are disgusted by, and you meet them with compassion and forgiveness, like, hey, you know what, like what Spirit just said, it's like, and this is harsh, so this is like somebody's self-talk, or maybe several Scorpios' self-talk. It's like, oh my God, you're such a fucking coward. Like, and I'm feeling like for some of you, maybe it's like a situation that you feel like you need to go and you haven't left yet, and maybe that's a little bit of your self-talk. And they're talking about the fact that the more you do that to yourself, the more you break down your morale. You know? Like, reviling any part of yourself is to despise all of yourself. Just like loving, you know, like your parents forgave you for things you did as a kid. Like adults let it go because they knew you were learning. It's time to do that for yourself. When you let go and forgive yourself, maybe for being indecisive, or for not knowing what to do, or for not, you know, pushing in one direction, and kind of maybe you've been a little bit scattered, or a little bit like, I don't know what to do, I don't know. Forgive yourself. Beating yourself up for it ain't doing shit. Forgive yourself. And when you kind of like loosen that leash that you have around yourself of like, this is how you need to behave, and I'm envisioning like a choke chain, you know what I mean? Like how you hate to see somebody do that to an animal. Well, don't do it to yourself. Like, oh, you idiot, I can't believe you thought you could do that, or whatever. Like, no more, Scorpio. Give yourself some love. Things are going to become clear. So much clearer when you give yourself that love. Look at the beautiful cards following that. Queen of Wands. There you are, Scorpio. And you could be a male Queen of Wands. The court cards have nothing to do with gender. If you've been here before, you've heard me say that. The Queen of Wands character is a creator. She's like the ultimate magical, creative, confident, charismatic, like warm, like, and a great sense of humor, which is something you're definitely in possession of, Scorpio, like that dry, fucking hilarious sense of humor. You're going to be celebrating when you make this decision, and it's going to be much easier for you to make the decision when you give yourself a break. Like, give yourself a break for not always being the most amazing, the most strong, whatever. You know, it's important to you to be strong. So in moments of like perceived weakness, you can be really tough on yourself. Give yourself some love, and then you really light up and step into your power. And then I feel you celebrating, like meeting up with people with like similar interests, like go out with your friends, have a drink, or go dancing, or just have people over and just, God, like smoke them if you got them, like have a wonderful time. It's like when you get over this, like this restriction, this limitation, this indecision that you have, like things just kick into gear. Things start to flow. The Six of Pentacles says generosity comes to you, and you get the opportunity to do for others. Feel like opportunities come through. And I feel, again, general reading, Scorpio. And if you want to go deeper on a personal level, my shop is linked below if you want to work one-on-one and like get some more insight into what this is really like for you. And I say that because I'm right about to say something a little scary again, which is I feel like some of you are walking away in a big, big way. Death card says I'm closing this chapter, I'm moving, or I'm leaving the relationship, or I'm starting the relationship, or I'm starting the job, or I'm leaving the job. Like this is big, big, like I'm putting it to death. I'm putting it to death because I now have the confidence to put it to death, is what Spirit is saying. So I don't want to gloss over the fact that that death is difficult. Death comes with a mourning period, even when it's like a happy thing. I mean, it sounds odd, but I've gotten the death card for expectant mothers. And it's nothing scary. It's nothing, you know, physical death, nothing like that. It's like they mourn their single, quote unquote, you know, maybe not single, but like individual, independent. They can mourn that completely independent life, even though they would never trade the baby that they're about to have. They would never trade their life as a mother. They can still have that mourning period for what was. So Spirit is saying, when you step into your power, you're going to be ready to leave this thing behind. And they don't want those of you that mourn it or like feel a little bit of like grief or sadness or trepidation about it to think that you've done the wrong thing. Those of you that do put this thing to death, you've done the right thing. You're starting a new chapter. And that makes me want to like immediately dive in to your Fiercely Focused spread, because I feel like Spirit's going to give us some good steps for you to take. Capitalize on the potentials, avoid the pitfalls as much as possible. Okay. So if you haven't been here, Scorpio, this is a quick 5-card spread with a theme for you for the month, what you most need to know, do, be, or embody. And then we're going to pick a card. Wow. Love it. For each of the 4 elements, so different sectors of your life was how that sentence was going to end. Okay, but let's come to this. Wheel of Fortune. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Like, if I could have picked a card to come after death, this would have been like my ideal, like, hooray. That is exactly what you want to see. Talk about the end and beginning of a new chapter. The Wheel of Fortune is positive momentum. It is sudden change. It is like the winds of change are sweeping in. Ride them. And we didn't even talk about the fact that that new moon is like it's connecting with Uranus, the planet of revolution, the planet of shocking change and like sudden progress. Expect it, Scorpio. Expect that when you flip the internal switch, things in the external begin to align with you. Like, it's a thing. As above, so below. As within, so without. My witchier Scorpios will totally be down with this. And those of you who are not super witchy, just think about it. Just think about the way that you change your diet changes your appearance. As within, so without, you know? Like, You can see it in the mundane world just as much as the spiritual world, but notice in the spiritual sense that when you put a certain situation to death, that you've been vacillating and you know that it needed to be put to death, but you've been a bit indecisive, you're gonna receive spirits like, you're gonna receive synchronicities, messages, messengers that say you've done the right thing, that point you in the right direction, that like pull you into a different current. That is what they just said, pull you into a different current, and therefore go with the flow, my water sign bro. That was not intended to rhyme. That became like 10x douchier because of the fact that it rhymed. Okay. Okay, Scorpio. Let's look at what's going on with your money, your career, your resources, your health, the earthly realm. Beautiful. Ace of Pentacles, new opportunity, possible new jobs, new resources. I mean, God, Scorpio, plant the seed. It has so much potential. This skill that you have has the potential to make money. Invest in yourself. Save money is what Spirit just said. So some of you, it's like you really need to start a savings or investment account and start working your money a little bit more. And security matters to you, Scorpio, and when you get your money straight, you're going to feel a lot safer in like every area, is what they're saying. So like on a super mundane level, just start thinking about like budgeting and like putting a little more money aside, or like investing it in something that you know that you're going to need in the long term. And you're going to feel way better, and that's going to give you more like latitude and energy to do all the stuff that you really need to do. Okay. So now let's look at the mental realm for Scorpio. What are you thinking about? What are you speaking about? What's on your mind in August? Scorpio, August 2017. Wow. Aces and aces and aces. I love it. I love it. Okay. Initiate. New idea. New talk. New thoughts. Like share, share, share. Speak, speak, speak. Initiate the conversation. Have the conversation. Like, be honest. The truth shall set you free. That's what they just said. Like, cliches abound, but hey, that is what that card is all about. It's like, when you cut through the bullshit, you won't be in it anymore. Like, so free yourself. Free yourself. That's what I'm, like, there are new horizons for you, Scorpio. That's what I'm hearing big time, so it's time to start talking. Like, send that email you've been, like, not sending. Have that conversation you've been not having, but you know you need to have. Speak it. Speak it. Okay. Now let's look at your feelings. What's going on in your heart? What's going on? Wow. Same card, different deck. Looks like you'll be partying this month, Scorpio. Looks like you'll be getting together with friends, people with whom you really harmonize, and Spirit just said that for some of you that's literally like you maybe work, you know, you're in a band or you work in a musical group or a choir. Good things, enjoyable like times, like literal party. I feel like some of you have a big important party to go to, and that's why it came up twice. Like maybe you're going to a wedding or an engagement party, or you're having some kind of really wonderful celebration. But that is just a beautiful card. That's just a card of like, woohoo! It's a card we all like to see. It's light and fun. So enjoy yourself. Definitely make time to enjoy yourself this month and to get together with people you really love and who you really feel like you can be yourself with, and who you feel like they compliment you. You know what I mean? Like when they come over and you're in your pajamas or looking like crap, like it's not a big deal at all. You're like, oh yeah, come in. Like those are the people you want to be with right now, the people that support you and make you feel like you're wonderful, which you are. We all have flaws, like, not saying like, oh, you're perfect, because I hate all that shit, but you're fucking great. Woo! Okay. The Spirit's like, yeah, they're fucking great, let me tell you about it. Okay. So this is what is igniting you, what's lighting you up, what's firing you up, sparking your imagination. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay. So it's funny, I almost mentioned this card because I was going to say it's kind of like getting this card because it's another card of like partying. It's another card of like, hooray, I feel wonderful, like I'm with people I love. This is even more like a wedding. Like wedding, engagement, bridal shower, whatever, like move in, like we're moving in together or like we're getting a house together, that kind of thing. This is beautiful. And for some of you, if it's not like romantic or I'm moving, it's like I found my community. I found the people with whom I can really be myself and share my gifts, and we all feel like we're bringing something to the table. Like we all support one another. And Spirit is giving me 2, and you know, I always listen. It's like I normally wanted 1, but hey, you gave me 2. They're saying go forward even if you're not ready. Even if, you know, like the thing they say, like speak even if your voice is shaking. Send your message, Scorpio. They're just underlining this. Send the message. Maybe it's never going to feel ready because there's just a part of you that resists. So maybe you got to take the leap even though you're resisting, and then you're going to light things up and make everything clear. Whether the response to the message is yay or nay, it's like, okay, well now I know what's up with that and I can stop worrying and wondering. So go ahead and set yourself free because clearly you're going somewhere amazing, Scorpio. Love it. What do you think? Questions? Insights? Jokes? Tell me, Scorpio, I want to hear it. So whether it's in the comments or on social media, or if you want to email me, or you want to book a personal reading, all that stuff is linked in the description. And I really want to say thank you for being here. I really hope it helps, and I hope I see you next month. Good luck, and see you soon, Scorpio.